Our next guest is one of the world's top psychics.
Yep, from royal baby news to election winners and celebrity breakups, Harry T says he can predict them all. We're very pleased to predict that Harry T is going to appear on your screen now, live from Los Angeles. There he is.
Hello.
Hey, Harry.
Hey, Harry.
Welcome. Good to see you again. Now, you started out in Melbourne, as some of our viewers would know. Now you're reading for big Hollywood superstars. Tell us about how you got to that position.
You know, I really believe things happen for a reason, and it kind of happened by chance for me. I was invited to come over to Los Angeles for a short period of time, basically on holiday, and I had a sliding doors moment of, should I stay a little bit longer? Through that decision of staying, I've ended up meeting, you know, kind of the most prominent people in Hollywood, and through that, I've got the opportunity to now stay.
Rattle off some names for me. Tell me about some of the celebs that you've been dealing with.
Okay, well, I did a reading for Larry King at his private home, which was amazing because he's, you know, kind of a legend in television, and he's also endorsed me. I've done a reading for Jolie Fisher, who's a sister to the late Carrie Fisher, which a lot of people loved as Princess Leia.
Yeah.
The Beverly Hills Housewives, Kyle Richards, she's now become a friend. We text all the time. She actually lives nearby where I'm living, and several others.
Okay.
Now, I believe you're happy to do some predictions for us here this morning. Starting with Harry and Meghan, what are you predicting on that front?
Okay, well, I actually think it's great that this couple is getting married because it's breaking down the royal barriers. For me, personally, I think that there's going to be a child on the way straight away for them. And I see a little Markle, actually, so I think it could possibly be a girl. But I actually think that we're going to receive another baby announcement, another royal baby announcement, probably in around 6 months, so probably about October this year. I do see another baby announcement, and we know William is expecting, so yeah, let's see. And I think that's a boy.
Harry and Meghan maybe having a baby.
Well, we're going to hear about it apparently in October.
In 6 months or so,
and
okay.
Kate's having another boy.
We will.
Yes.
Okay, there are the first two.
Okay, now, Prince Charles. You got some stuff on Prince Charles?
Well, to be honest with you, I actually think that he shouldn't be king. I actually see it going straight to Prince William. Yeah, you know, when I tune into this,
Buckingham Palace know?
You know what? I'm sure they do. I actually see it going straight to Prince William. If Charles is made king, it will be very short-lived. He's not meant to be king. I don't see him meant to be king.
All right, let's revert back to Hollywood. Tell us what you're feeling about Angelina and Brad Pitt. What do you see as Brad's future, firstly?
Well, that's a great question. I actually got to meet Angelina's father, John Voight. He was a lovely man. And so you can imagine not wanting to ask about Angelina to her father. I didn't. But what I actually think there is Brad and Jen's love story was only interrupted. I don't think it was ever really over. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's some form of rekindling with Brad and Jen. Maybe not like remarriage, but I'm sure that they might get some happy time in the bedroom again.
Okay, so Jen and Brad may be linking up again.
What about Angelina?
Well, Angelina, I think, is trying to fall off the radar. I think Angelina's direction, she really wants to be, you know, the next big director, and I get that. You know, she's a really pretty girl. I mean, she's quite troubled, and I think that her path probably should stay with her family, and I think she's trying to fall off the radar a bit. So we might not really hear much about her. For
any of the share investors out there, have you got any good stocks for people to buy?
You know what? I'm actually living with a wonderful family here in LA who are my surrogate family now, and they always ask me those questions, and I'm kind of keeping it to them.
Oh, really? So no advice on cryptocurrencies?
Oh. Well, let's see. Stay tuned.
What about Donald Trump? Are you anything for the Trumpster?
You know, that's a real thing here. I mean, you know, now that I'm living here, it's kind of a little bit of a fiasco. But you know what? There's been a lot of good that's happened in the country since his presidency. So, you know, I'm not for or against because I don't really like to go political.
Okay.
But I think, you know, you're doomed if you do, you're doomed if you don't.
Harry T, I'm just going to ask a personal question. Do you see any children coming for myself and my wife? Do you see any children in our future?
I think you should probably expect another one on the way. If you're not wanting one, just be very careful, Ben.
So So I think that's a yes and a no.
It's actually, I think it's a yes, but I just think if you don't want it right now, like, because we have choices we can make, there are precautions we can take.
We've got a segment coming up all about the birds and the bees, so if you stay tuned to that, I can help you through that.
Thanks,
but you
Harry.
know what? He's a great dad, so I think he'll be great to another one.
Good, well said, Harry.
Brilliant.
That is absolutely accurate.
Brilliant.
Lovely to see you. Good luck
Thanks,
with
buddy.
it all.
Good to see you guys.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Harry T.
Do you think he's on the money?
I got no idea.